So for today, without further ado, let's try to discuss some possible tips that could help you boost your score in the IELTS speaking exam. You need to be able to speak at length, meaning you can expound and elaborate your ideas, right? Remember, for speaking part 2, you are given 2 minutes to speak or to elaborate the topic given to you. But what most likely, most students would fail to reach a minute or 2 with this. So if you cannot reach a minute or 2 for part 2, that would mean you are not capable of speaking at length, right? So that would then lose your fluency and coherence. The second one here is no loss of coherence due to repetition, like I would like. Yeah, this is repetition. And this is very, very common, especially if you don't have any idea with the question, right? And self-correction. When does self-correction happen? Or probably we do self-correction when we realize that the words or the grammar that we use is incorrect, right? And then we self-correct. But is self-correction good or bad? Well, it's 50-50. It's somehow good and somehow bad. Why it's good? Because when you're able to self-correct, you're showing to the examiner that you're capable of correcting yourself and you know the right words or the right grammar to use. But it becomes bad when you over self-correct. Because when you over self-correct, what would happen is you would lose coherence. You would lose track of your speech, meaning you would no longer be able to logically organize your ideas, right? And you will lose track. And what did I say again? All right, can I start from the very beginning? And then that would be totally incorrect for you to do that during the exam. All right. And finally, we have here uses wide range of linking words. All right, linking words such as but and however. These are linking words. They transition your ideas from one idea to another. All right. So wide range meaning vary. Do not use the word but all over again in your answer. Always but, because. Students would always love to use because. Right? Because blah blah blah, because blah blah blah. Then that is not variations anymore. You need to vary it. What other words can you use instead of the word because? All right, okay, they're correct. Some other people said since, it's correct. And as, right? You can also use those words. Or the word because of, the preposition because of. Yeah, or due to, somebody said due to. But of course, their construction in your sentence may vary. All right, let's not deal with that longer. So next here is vocabulary. All right, now what you need to remember with vocabulary is you just have to use less common vocabulary. When I say less common, these are vocabularies that we do not use normally in everyday conversation, right? When I say the view from the top was very beautiful. Beautiful is common, right? So what less common vocabulary can you use instead of the word beautiful? Right, okay, or the word like awesome, impressive, breathtaking. Yeah, these are some words that you can replace with the word beautiful. So vary, try to use some words that are less common, all right? And of course, you can also make use of some idiomatic vocabulary. Idioms, like if you say happy, you can actually say on cloud 9. If you say excited, you can say look forward to doing something, right? These are some examples of idiomatic vocabulary, all right? And for grammar, all right, so we're talking about the range. So range meaning you don't only use the basic structures, right? You also use the compound and complex structures, sentences. So how would you create complex sentence structures? How can you do that? If you want to make use of complex sentences, how can you do that? So what we need to use is some words like conjunctions, right? So because, so that, these are conjunctions. And other words like relative clause, like who, which, and that. So like the person who is sitting next to me is my best friend. So who is sitting next to me is an example of relative clause. So that's how you can come up with complex structures of sentences. And of course, you need to make sure that you do not commit a lot of mistakes in your sentences. That's error-free sentences. And finally, for pronunciation, we have here good usage of intonation and stress. When we say intonation, that's the rising and falling of your words when you speak, right? Do not speak in monotone, like robot, like when I grow up, I want to be, that's monotone. You need to put life. In other words, this can be achieved if you try to put life in everything you said, right? So when I grow up, I would like to be a doctor, like this. So put life. You don't need to be very particular with other pronunciation features. As long as you put life to everything you said, that would sound very convincing to the examiner. All right? So these are some of the things that the examiner is looking for when you answer the questions in the speaking test.